is you waited for me, just for me.
For the murder of a colonial citizen, schoolmaster Sable, Pedro Wakao will be dragged around the execution site by a horse, and his hands will be chopped off and his...
I've already watched this one though. So the plan is, I'm gonna tell the plan, ladies and gents, very soon. But I know that I want to leave my hair for this September. I mean, I'm gonna leave it for a while. Just gonna give my hair a break, give my roots a break, because usually I always get my hair braided, so I have to give it a break. Yeah, they don't know. It's interesting. Does anyone has a suggestion on if you have any suggestions of movies, can you please leave it in the chat box? Like, I'm talking about African American movies like The Revolt, Jane Pittman, the story of Jane Pittman. Like, do you have any of those stories? Because we in the UK we are approaching Black History Month, and I don't know. I feel like I've watched most of the stories right now. I don't know if there is any other movie that I'm not aware of. Are you guys aware of those ones? So yeah, I think I've watched 12 Years Late. That was when I was a kid. What? 2014? Yeah, it was very famous in Italy, by the way. Very famous. And right now I'm going to braid my hair. But one thing I'm going to do regarding the braiding, it's going to be about yeah, I don't know if you can see this though, but it looks like a side part, because this was what my mom did. She actually cornrowed my hair, but then I took out the cornrows. I've washed my hair. Was that water? Yeah, I washed my hair, and now I'm supposed to braid it. Can you see the curls? I don't know, in mind I was thinking that I should probably do a wash and go, but the problem here is the UK is so humid. I mean, now it's the weather, it's I can't say it's predictable, because in the past few days it's been raining, and guess what, if you're always in contact with water, especially when your hair is this kind of texture, your hair, this is what tends to happen to my hair. Now my hair is this way. When it comes in contact with water, it just starts getting puffier and puffier and puffier. So yeah, I'm just looking for a style that's going to be easy for me to manage for the whole week, because I've washed this hair. I'm just looking for a style that's going to be easy for me to manage. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. I just, one thing, do you know when you're mentally, wow, wow, look at that, look at that. This is what curls can do. This is the length. So that's one thing about hair, is that I have to be mentally ready to start braiding my own hair. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be mentally ready. I'm preparing myself. So I'm bracing myself, getting ready to do what I'm supposed to do. And I don't want to, the thing is, I don't want to apply any heat on my hair. That's why I'm going to like let it air dry. But the earlier I start, the better. That's just the truth. The earlier, the better for me. So that's what I'm trying to do, ladies and gents. I hope you're having a good Sunday, and yeah, I hope your Sunday is going well. I hope you feel rested. Are you ready for work on Monday? And if you work from home, good for you. And if you run a business, how you doing, business owner? Are you happy? Is business going well? And if you're going to the office like me tomorrow, good for us. So yeah, that's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. What can we do? Yeah, it's just life. There is always something to do. There is always something to do in life. You can't be idle-minded. That's one thing. That's one thing I believe. I mean, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. I don't believe in being idle-minded. I'm just saying my own. I don't believe in idle-mindedness, because an idle mind is the devil's workshop. That's it. So be busy. You can keep yourself busy. Obviously, take breaks, relax, which is really important, to relax, take breaks. But at the end of the day, keep doing what you're doing. Like, keep the grind going. Learn stuff, do stuff. I don't know, I feel like I'm a motivational speaker right now. Let stuff, do stuff, grow your interest. For me, for example, I love editing, and I feel like that's the reason why I kept going with this channel, because you're currently tuning in on the PDSG TV. So I'm 1/4 of the PDSG TV. If you do not know me, my name is Kelly, and I'm just sharing my own story. Like, I love editing, and I remember that I've been editing since I've been very little, and I know that I've got this from my dad, because my dad used to be a video editor. So I love editing. Let me not just like, I'm not doing like grand scale Hollywood kind of editing. So if you check my channel, you'll see what kind of edits I do. But one thing I'm saying right now about myself, I'm like, I really need to learn even more. That's one thing you realize about life, that you never stop learning. For me in life, you never stop learning. It doesn't end in school, actually. If you didn't know, it doesn't end in school. So if you're the kind of person that is teachable, if you're a teachable person, you will realize that learning never stops. You never stop learning. You're always going to learn, unless you're the kind of person that is stubborn and you're like, I already know everything. Then that's on you. If you know everything, that's on you. That's just what I'm going to say. There's nothing I'd say. And one thing about it as well, when it comes to the all-knowing, if you're all-knowing, this is not for you, because I talk about stuff like progressive learning. I believe in progressive learning. If you're all-knowing, then good night. That's it. But if you're the type of person that likes to learn, then welcome to this channel, because we are going to keep learning. That's one thing about life. You never stop. You never stop learning. It never stops till the very last day. So yeah, it's just one thing about life. Yeah, you're gonna be learning, and it also depends on what you're interested in learning. It also depends on your hobbies, your interests, and even things that are very valuable as well, like things that are gonna help your day-to-day life. Those are the things that you as a person will need to learn. Wait, I asked you guys for something, but I don't think, let me check this thing. Yeah, at this point, I've got my phone. I'm just going to look for, I'm going to look for it on here then. And then I'm going to ask you guys if you've watched any of these movies. Let me see. Wait, this is really making noise. I just need to correct this. Yeah. Now it's better. There's a lot of car noise and all of that. So, I'm going to tell you guys what the research is. Because I told you that Black History Month is next month in the UK. Right, let's see what it says. And have you guys noticed that now Google actually has its own search button now? It's like what do you call it? It's AI now. It's AI. Yeah, I've watched Jane Pittman on Netflix. No, but I watched it on Prime Video. Was it on Prime Video? Then I've watched what do you call this one? Wait, exploring collections like the one on Netflix. When They See Us. Ma Rainey, Black Bottom. Maybe I've watched Ma Rainey. Ma Rainey. Yeah. Self-Made. Yes, The Life of Madam C.J. Walker. And for Prime Video, you can search for. Okay. I've never heard of The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. That's interesting. So I've never heard of that one. And she said that you should. Wait, what did he say? You should look on the Black History stuff. So The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. And then one thing again that I need to do this year is reading a lot of books. This year I'm currently writing myself because I write spoken word. So I need to also read a lot more. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I need to read. What the heck? Just like so Henrietta. Yeah, I can't write all of that, guys. Like, you should just bring this up. And then I need to bring my combs and my creams. Oh, he actually knows what I'm looking for. What? Come on now. Okay, that's interesting. I've never heard of this. The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. Okay, crazy people. So it's on Prime, but I have to pay. You're not serious. Like, literally, we pay for Prime, and we still have to pay. If you get what I mean.
They spent all summer spiraling about how.
Yeah. Okay. I watched Ma Rainey. I think I have watched it. Let me see. Ma Rainey. Oh, Matilda. When I was a child, yeah. Ma Rainey, Black Bottom. I've watched that one. I knew it. Self-Made. Yes, I've watched it. What is Passing? Oh my gosh, I've watched Passing, guys. I don't know if you've watched it. It was basically the story of she's either she's fair-skinned or like fair-skinned Black American, but she's either fair-skinned or she's mixed race. It was a mixed race woman, and as you guys know in the States, even though you're mixed race, which means black, half 50% black, 50% white, in America you're seen as a black person. Like, they don't see the fact that you're half. That's just the truth, because they call them black people though. But over here in the UK, you would call them mixed race. Like, it's obvious. We don't, like, here, we don't assume that you're black. Like, you are not 100% black, because that's why it's mixed race. It's half-half. So in this story, I'm just going to be sure of what I'm saying, passing. The mixed race friend was passing for white, and she ended up marrying a white man who was a doctor. And it's so funny that this doctor didn't know he got married to a mixed race person. He didn't know, because basically I feel like he was fooled. Like, how would you wouldn't know. One thing about mixed race kids is like some of them can really have white futures, and down to their hair as well. Like, some of them can have really curly hair, some of them can have like really loose curls or wavy hair, and some of them might end up having a more elongated nose, like, you know, white features, and some of them might have a brother nose. And one thing that I know personally for myself, some people don't really consider me to be fully black. I don't know why, because I consider myself to be, because they're like, oh, you might be Caribbean, and that, which implies that they think I'm mixed. But what does that mean? Like, if you know about Africa has a wide range of different shape of nose. There are different shapes, from the broad ones to the small elongated ones. You just have different shapes. That's just it. So you can't just automatically assume that because of a particular feature in a person that the person is Caribbean. Come on. Well, I've watched Passing, yeah, but her black friend actually, she ended up doing well as well. She was living well, married to a doctor as well, but her husband is black man. They had 2 children, 2 boys, and they had a maid as well. Yeah, thank you for the like. And then there's another one. What? On Netflix you only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've already watched 3 of this. Let me see the blood 5s. No, Netflix, come on now. What is going on? The blood. At this point, why am I even on here? Like, I could just watch a YouTube movie. Yeah, I just think I could just do that. It's not like I really want to watch it. It's just that I just need something in the background. That's what I'm saying. I just need something in the background. Wait, what? The blood. Okay, what year is this?
I'm concerned about being on the edge, you know. Being back here. It is not easy.
Oh my gosh, this guy was in the movie of Malcolm X.
I don't like the way you did it, but I'm glad you knew. Your daddy loves you.
Okay, so this is not that old though. That Blood 5 is not that old. Let me see Rustin then. I don't know, I've never watched the Blood 5. That's an interesting one, definitely for Black History Month. Rustin. Wait a minute. Come on now. At this point, because I'm just looking for stuff, I'm wasting time, man. I should be making my hair, and then I've got other stuff to do. But as I said, I'm preparing myself mentally. Rustin. What is this?
So you want me to lead 5,000 Negroes into Los Angeles and disrupt the Democratic Convention? I'm sorry, I'm not your man.
Never watch this. It's 2023. Alright then, I'm just gonna bring my stuff right now, so just keep Hold on.
Things need to change, and change now.
Which is why we are staging a protest at the Democratic National Convention.
So I'll be using Ihara hair oil and Ihara hair pomade. So I'm using these two stuff,
You
yeah?
want me to lead 5,000 Negroes into Los Angeles
Wait.
and disrupt the Democratic Convention.
Yeah, I just need to get some clips.
Who told you you are not our man? Were you not our man when you took command of the Montgomery bus boycott? You spoke with such eloquence tonight your home was bombed.
You conveniently forgetting I'm now co-pastor of Ebenezer.
When CL first heard you speak, he rang me and said, buy it. There's magic going on down here. You know what he saw? A star. And when that star starts to shine brighter than any other, including the most powerful Negro leaders that came before, they will do everything in their power to extinguish your life and put you in your place.
Ms. Elizabeth, I have received a number of calls from prominent members in the movement who see no wisdom in these protests, men with whom I share a strong kinship.
Not once you leave the room.
Friend, one of my greatest joys is watching you rise. We need you to lead us into Los Angeles, where we will most vigorously let Kennedy and the entire Democratic Party know that unless they show up for our people, take a stand against segregation, our people will not show up for them.
Yes!
Do this, Martin. Own your power. I am pleased to announce that my friend, Dr. Martin Luther King, will be joining us in Los Angeles. I'm telling you the best script ever.
Let's not remind you I was born.
Hi,
and
Kiara.
My mother was
Right. How's my beloved crew right now?
fine.
Kids?
Missing you. Every time I step through that house, how's Uncle Bob? Where is Uncle Bob?
And those self-appointed noble Negroes up at NAACP. Roy, Bow. I can't wait to hear what they have to say about us making the move on LA.
I'm good, and you, Kiara, how are you? How are you doing this Sunday?
My party. I've spent the past 15 years fighting these cracks in Congress, going after and winning on everything from poll taxes to the right to piss in a goddamn congressional commode. How dare black ass take aim without first coming to me? Has King reached out with you?
Great.
Hell no.
That's good to know.
Like son of a bitch used to keep down south where he belonged. I blame Rustin. Ever since the Montgomery
Thank you so much, Kiara.
King thinking he's the second coming.
The hell with by Rustin. His attention-grabbing antics are the exact opposite of our policies altered and laws have changed. So let's not mention
Whoa, it feels like this is not ending. I just keep going. I'm going. Yeah. And
Listen to me.
I am phoning the good
So I'm just doing a braid out, guys, because I want my hair to dry naturally, and I'm not going to do
Will know
anything.
the truth about Martin Luther King and his
Yeah, I want it to dry naturally.
And maybe I do not mean Coretta.
Congressman Powell has done so much for Harlem. Almost as much as he's done for himself. But this is a bold-faced lie, and he knows it.
I have to tell Martin.
So I was born and raised in
I'm
Italy.
aware of the fact
What about you,
that
Kiara?
Martin
Where
is
you
your
from?
boss as well as your friend. But at least let me speak with biased person, as this is certain to disorder his soul most of all.
Me and Martin. No. Brother, yes. Besides, he's not my type.
Great. Talking about going to the White President.
Chief, you call it trouble, I call it an opportunity. In response to Powell's reckless accusations, I'll write a letter tending my resignation. When Martin rejects it, we will have forced him to see who wishes him well and who does not.
Oh, yeah.
What makes you so sure?
So from Eastern Europe.
Because I know Martin, sir.
Are you?
Sir,
You ain't no Martin, but
all
you
will
don't.
be fine. I assumed there would just be the two of us.
All right then, Kiara. Have a good Sunday. Bye.
We thank you for your many years of service.
Whoa. Can you guys see this? Yay! Can you see the curls? Like the curls at my back, like the back of my head, they're so defined. So defined compared to the ones I've got in the So did you guys hear that? That was the UK emergency alert. I think this happened like 2 years ago as well. I think so, you know.
I tell you, man, I go down to dinner and be good in my hand, but now in my arms.
the vodka or me?
I think there was some sort of protest.
Kind of got derailed, so we invited everyone back here.
NAACP? Yeah! Obscure fact about Miss Ella Baker. Early champion of Snick. She's Al Capone when it comes to cards. Tongue, big wigs, crazy eights. You're marvelous and have absolutely no idea who I am.
Well, you know what I know.
Who's that?
Doors barricaded. Tires slashed. No escape. Firebombs thrown inside. Folks started screaming. We found the kid out on the ground. This white man takes this pipe and hits me over and over.
I'm so sorry. Like, who gives a shit you sorry? It's probably one of your uncles or cousins with that pipe.
I was raised in Brooklyn.
Listen
Why
to this
would
shit.
I have cousins in Anniston, Alabama?
Shit, white boy talking shit.
Is it like that?
Actually, these two are card-carrying members of Martin and Lord's non-violence jamboree. So let's play. I'll be the redneck. Beat you so bad your body starts to scream. Beat you like they beat Tyrone. Beat you till you're calling for your mama.
I'm the one that's been preaching passive resistance since before you were born. So hit me.
Fired. I can take care of myself.
The pacifist is opposed to using violence, but must be prepared to receive it. On the aim left, a policeman in 42 already took care of the right. Symmetry.
I hear when King said get, you touch your tail between your legs and swished away. You're irrelevant.
It's Friday night. I've been called worse.
So, what are you gonna do?
Offering my face as a punching bag to would-be Sugar Ray wasn't enough?
I am talking about the party.
The party is hors d'oeuvres, laughter, mambo for Latin lovers on the hi-fi.
Earlier today, a fight almost broke out. Not used to be like that, and now it is like that all the time. Snick, Core, the NAACP kids, we're all fighting over agendas and slogans and songs. And you know who's winning?
Something tells me I'm about to find out.
Bull Connor in Birmingham, Strom Thurmond on the Senate floor. While we all snap, snarl, eat each other alive. So, what are you gonna do?
I already have a job. Musty and I have worked together off and on since I was in my
The man
20s.
hates you because you possess everything that he does not. Charm, passion, goddamn pulse.
Tom, you've yet to learn it is unwise to speak of that which you do not know.
Why don't you just admit that you are still upset over what happened between you and Dr. King, and so you will use any excuse, including working a job that you hate,
Irrational.
to avoid what cause that
Just
you
because you're
love.
smart about some things doesn't mean you're smart about everything.
Well, I've got the right to an opinion.
And when it comes to my life, my past, especially as it relates to Martin, I have the right to say enough. Last time I checked, that was illegal.
Last time I checked, so were we.
I've had an idea. Want to be my assistant again?
Of course.
Give me the Randolph Truman 48 Polter. The trunk over there. 30 years ago, Gandhi walked to the sea, picked up a handful of salt, and inspired a movement that brought down an empire. The time has come for us to do the same. We are going to put together the largest peaceful protest in the history of this nation.
How big?
100,000 people.
Is he real?
A massive two-day demonstration with enough power to shut down the White House and Capitol Hill, made up of angelic troublemakers such as yourselves, with ideas so bold, so inspiring, the execution will demand all groups draw tightly together and become one. So, talk, shout, take command.
What if we flood the offices of every member of the House and Senate with delegates of church, labor, civil rights, and such numbers the legislative branch will cease to function?
Write it on the wall.
No, it is impossible to train that many effective lobbyists.
No. Do not kill an impulse before it's born.
What if instead of lobbyists, they were constituents from their respective states who refuse to leave until they've been heard?
Now that's collaboration. Write it on the wall.
Why can't you be collaborative like Nora?
Shut up.
Somebody can go home. Shut up.
Michelle, how many bodies does it take to surround the White House?
How many? Sorry, I thought that was a setup for a joke. You literally want me to find out?
Because day 2, we shall surround the White House, draw the White House up on the board, while serenading the president. Ain't gonna let the president turn me around. Come on now, turn me around, turn me around, gonna let the president turn me around, gonna keep on a walk. Keep on marching up to freedom land.
Well, what about sleeping arrangements? I mean, DC only has so many Negro hotels.
How about tents? You know, like
A sea of tents, big and bold enough to unify an entire movement.
Give me that thing.
And near the Lincoln Memorial, a stage where the heads of every civil rights organization can be heard.
Why just the heads?
They're not done yet.
Get the signatures. We'll follow up.
In 41, you called for a large-scale march to protest discrimination in the defense industry, but then canceled.
Roosevelt acquiesced to our demands, as did Truman in 48. Executive Order 9981, the end of segregation in the armed forces.
The time has come for another.
No bad.
I can handle all the grunt work, building a grassroots operation, rally the young, but when it comes to the old guard,
Roy.
especially Roy, I'm considered a pariah. I need you.
I can't. If Lucille makes it to another summer.
We honor her by doing the work we've always done. The work the two of you did together.
No matter what Roy says or does, I need you to behave.
I do not have issues with Roy. Roy has issues with me. But in deference to both you and the cause, I'll sit in the corner and smile.
After a day spent flooding the Capitol and encircling the White House so that the President of the United States cannot get in or out of his own home, our intrepid protesters would retire to tents, which now cover the National Mall. Chief, do you plan on pulling this together yourself?
We all know there's only one person who can organize an event of this scale.
I was under the impression you're busy saving white people from the bars.
I go where needed.
Chief, if memory serves me, this is your third attempt.
He did not say attempt.
Did you say something?
Attempt is hardly the word I'd use to describe the actions of a man who's single-handedly responsible for integrating both the armed forces and the defense industry.
Roy,
Yes, Major.
most of our folks in Mississippi have never been outside of their hometowns. So the opportunity to march with people from all over
There it is.
will afford them the chance to discover not only are they not alone,
He gets it.
but are engaged in a struggle far greater than they ever dreamed.
Thank you, Brother Evers.
Chief, what size crowd are you projecting?
100,000 people.
Mr. Wilkins, forgive me, but that's impractical.
Elias here is from Alabama, field organizer. Perhaps you have facts to substantiate your claims?
Previous DC demonstrations. In 1913, 8,000 suffragettes. In 26, 25,000 Ku Klux Klan. And in 1932, 42,000 veterans marched and were attacked with tear gas and tanks.
Who led the attack?
The military.
In the race of the veterans?
White.
White boys.
Young man, your facts are correct. Your sense of history is not. Those 42,000 men marched on Washington, D.C. because it was the Depression. And after dutifully serving their country, found themselves without jobs and homes and food to feed their family. And when they took to the streets and were attacked, the world did in fact bear witness. Gandhi brought an empire down to its
Will
knees.
someone please tell this man that this is not India? For decades, the NAACP has been legally leading the charge, and now you're proposing 100,000 black folks invade Washington, D.C. Have you talked to Martin about this?
I lost his number, he lost mine.
Well, Dr. King, who hasn't lost my number, has come to understand that mass lobbying is sheer madness.
Brown versus Ford is the crowning glory of this organization. Yet, all across the South, when Negro children sleep, they see whites-only signs instead of their dreams. Counting on the courts to eradicate racial inequity, that's madness.
Mr. Randolph, you are a giant amongst men.
Guys, I'm actually thinking that at the end I'm going to like blow dry my hair just like for 20 minutes because I said 30 minutes in my head, but I think 20 minutes will be enough because I just want to be sure that it's dry tomorrow morning because tomorrow morning I'm taking out this braids. So I just want to be sure that they're dry.
Clear. Dr. King's number, which you have allegedly lost, go find it.
I would definitely need to.
When an individual
how beautiful the
protesting
clothes are.
society's refusal to acknowledge his dignity, his act of protest confers dignity on him.
Why are you quoting me to me?
Well, you're an inspiration.
Inspiration intended from action loses all value.
Who said that?
I did. Just now.
Yeah, I agree with Mr. Everson. Your idea has potential. I would have spoken up, but I didn't think it was my place.
It wasn't your place to voice support, but it was yours to help tear it down.
Your march is possible without the NAACP, but not without Dr. King. And Mr. Wilkins knows it. Elias Taylor. Looked like he was about to ask.
I was about to ask something, but it wasn't that.
I was warned. Well, whatever you want to say, you just say it.
Doesn't everyone?
No. No, most people are modest, cautious, afraid.
So say it. Whatever's on your mind this very second. No caution, no fear.
My wife is in town for Saturday night.
Mr. Rustin, Claudia Taylor. A few years ago, I volunteered for the Women's Political Council during the bus boycott. You spoke, and my spirit soared. Elias, have you two met?
Just now.
Mr. Wilkins chose Elias to coordinate the efforts between the national and regional branches before he takes over from my daddy's church.
Such a vocation holds great rewards, both worldly and celestial.
A heavenly calling indeed. But once my daddy says yes, I expect a Lincoln like my mama's.
Well, I hope to see you both again very soon, perhaps on the Saturday.
Oh, sadly, no. I leave Saturday. But wouldn't that have been a dream?
Careful. I asked you to be my assistant, not Mrs. Rustin. That is, if you still want the job.
The first time I was invited into Martin's home, there were guns under the sofa, guards on the front porch. Understandably so, given the threats that were being leveled at he and his family. I started talking to them about passive resistance. Over time, the guns went away.
So, Dr. King stands on nonviolence. He got from you.
By way of Jesus Christ, Gandhi, Thoreau.
So he trusted you.
I always told him what I knew to be true. Excuse me, vodka water? And how about a Manhattan? After two, you'll be a changed man.
Well, in that case, give me 3.
Oh, the man is asthmatic. Now, he can barely walk or breathe, but the second he hits that cold pit, you know, the end of the world is at hand. Well, I'm going to burn in hell.
But for sharing how you feel?
For not revering a man who welcomed me into his home and hates my guts. And I feel the exact same way about him. Oh, you're bad. You're good. I'll have another.
So, your church, your dream or hers?
Well, I've always wanted to serve the Lord. And you were raised
quicker.
No.
My parents, who were really my grandparents, raised me after their daughter, my mother, flew the coop.
So, the rumors about you and Dr. King.
An ugly lie, perpetrated by advocating power to stop a planned protest. He threatened to share his lie with the press. I called Martin's bluff and resigned. He accepted, effectively ending my connection to the movement. Months later, Reverend Powell was made chairman of the House Committee on Education and Labor. In here, at this hour.
Drilled into you the day you're born. They think you're less than, so you gotta be better than.
Yes.
So be charming, be perfect, be polite.
The suffocating chains of Negro respectability. When I told Ma Rustin I preferred dancing with boys instead of girls, she said, "What would you have me do at that?" And then she said, "I suppose that's what you need to do." When Martin speaks, he holds nothing back. That's what people feel when they hear him. Truth. So, tell me, Elias Taylor, how can you preach salvation and not want to save yourself? How can you speak of love when your heart is disconnected from your flesh? And when Roy said, "Elias, can you substantiate your claim?" and you pulled out that piece of paper, I hope you didn't think that was good.
Teach me how not to be afraid.
Good night.
Lord, no.
So now I have to blow dry my hair because I just want to be sure that it's going to be dry by tomorrow morning. So I have to bring the blow dryer.
Shame on Reverend King. Sending those poor children to march the streets of Birmingham?
A man in uniform unleashes attack dogs, turns fire hoses on the innocent, and the first words out of your goddamn mouth are shame on Reverend King?
There's no reason.
You see this and think those po Negroes down south, incapable of understanding they are beyond powerful, because today they discovered a bravery they never knew they had. A bravery you'll never know.
Now, fire.
You sit behind the desk as you've sat for over 30 years, convincing yourself that you're committed to saving the world, when the only thing you're committed to is your own safety and superiority.
Fired enough. Railing against Jim because of the color of his skin.
I'm not railing against Jim because of the color of his skin. I'm railing at Jim for being arrogant and ill-informed. The fact that he happens to be white while doing so well, that's between him and the Lord.
Every day, we agree to surrender that which makes us different, so that together we might forge a more humane world.
I can't surrender my differences. The world won't let me. And even if I could, I wouldn't want to. Not today. Not today.
What are you doing? Where are you going? You must stay here where I can protect you from the world and from yourself. You are a man of exceptional skills and of keen intellect, but until you admit your anger at being abandoned by your parents, which is why you became homosexual, to hurt them, and yourself, you will never be fully whole. Do you hear me? Not as a man, and not as a person committed to saving the world.
Mr. Musty, sir, have you ever been to a Negro church?
Innumerable times.
As a Quaker, I've never seen anything like it. The hand clapping, the singing, the shouting. It felt like exalted rage. So, instead of standing here and saying something I might regret, I'm gonna leave. And this coming Sunday, I'm going to church.
This new young preacher that's working for Roy, I hear he's so fine the Lord cried when he made it.
I have no idea to what or whom you are referring.
What about the other one? What's his name? The pale one with Tom. Is that more your flavor?
I am drawn to beauty. Black, white, indeterminate, so long as they're passionate and smart. Why is everyone so obsessed with what I'm doing and with whom?
I'm just curious as to why it took you so long to return my call.
Because, my dear Miss Baker, you casually ask questions which cut to the core of one's soul.
So why aren't you on a bus to Atlanta tonight?
Because I do not care. And besides, Dr. King is doing just fine.
Albany, Georgia. You call that doing just fine?
Who tries to integrate an entire town? Your focus must be singular. A lunch counter, a bus boycott. Sheriff Pritchard undermined every media-savvy move Martin made. As a result, the Southern Civil Rights struggle got swept off the front pages of the New York Times.
I thought you didn't care.
Of course, I care about the cause. More so clearly the kids.
Just answer the phone.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna get my, because you can see water is still dripping from my hair. And before I actually do that, I said I was gonna cut the tips of my hair with some scissors.
And protest, which create tension, and threaten violence, and threaten lives. We face, therefore, a moral crisis as the country and the people. Next week, I shall ask the Congress of the United States to act, to make a commitment it is not fully made in this century to the proposition that race has no place in American life or law.
On your own, you and Martin are fine. But together, you are Now, he needs you to help him figure out what's next, and you need him to nationalize this march. And don't you dare tell me about your damn job as an
I
excuse.
quit my job this afternoon, or took a leave of absence or something.
Good. A shark trapped in a damn shot glass. Now, I never believed for 1 second Powell's lie, but I do believe that he saw the power that you and Martin had, and it threatened him. Threatens him all. But this country has failed us over and over again. And even so, each day, we forgive by fighting to make things right. And yet you can't forgive Martin for failing you that one time. This new generation is restless and angry. You want that anger to turn to blood? Our children's blood, or will you harness it with Martin for our freedom? You go get your friend back.
That 1510 spot way down south here in Dixie. WLAC Soul Center. That's what's busy. The Broadcasting Service of Life and Casualty Insurance Company.
I need to put oil on my scalp.
When did you get into town? Oh, with the meow. No, look at you. Oh, you must stay for dinner. Oh, you better ask the master of the house.
Oh, hush. You can't be a master without slaves, and in this house there are neither.
Oh, you must see the children.
I did it. Yes, I did it.
So, Madam Coloratura, Carnegie Hall. I know some folks who know some folks.
You haven't been here 10 minutes.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
When I go, I'm gonna They had one goal. To make sure the meeting was a resounding failure.
You say you mentioned Roy.
Whitney and Jim watching Mom. Who was listening? And then the president's brother, the attorney general, was there. Kept saying we should cancel. Called the whole thing off. And this took place in the Oval Office 3 days ago.
I received a very distressing letter from Senator Douglas.
I received one as well from Senator Humphrey.
So did I, Senator Hart.
Regarding?
Latrines.
Isn't Park Services helping us out?
No, they are not, which is why I'm proposing the march from a coalition with the unions. The AFL-CIO, the UAW.
Both of whom are against a 2-day event, cheating measures.
You're on the AFL Council.
Well, I'm not sure about you.
We need to listen to one way to get the White House off the president's behind. How do you keep a whole house? Do you think I just wake up one day and say to myself, let's change the law and get famous out of this paper time and that's going to bring it all together? No, I did not. So once we find out, we're in it no matter what. If you would just accept the inevitable now, instead of later when economics force you to, it would give the appearance of strength and unity. It's called being strategic.
I know this may feel like an attenuation of everything that we fought for.
Because that's exactly what it is. A 2-day event will make it clear to whomever that we will not back down or back away.
If you'll allow Roy this one way...
Absolutely not. You have Chief, you have me, Dr. Edgman, and Jim. An uneasy alliance, but an alliance nonetheless.
And if I'm not asking attendees to get arrested at the White House, or heaven forbid sleep in tents, I could get more congregations to sign on.
So no lobby at Congress.
Or marching on the White House.
Or tents on the mall?
Turning into a goddamn picnic.
That first day, sharing ideas, writing them on the wall.
Fired, you have to understand our disappointment.
Do I want this? No. But if we want to make sure 100,000 people show up, we need help. And in order to get the unions and their money, changes have to be made. If Sisters Dory and Joyce went out to Westchester or the Upper East Side, I know you come back with not only enough money for 1 bus, but 3. Same with you, Eleanor, Tom, Charlie. We are committed to the cause of altering the trajectory of this country towards freedom. If that's what's on the line, happiness.
I'd like to share with you what it was like growing
Thanks for
up.
watching, guys. Bye.